Hey y'all know the vibes, Odie and Me Too Live. I hope that you guys are having a blessed day. I just want to give grace and gratitude, you already know, to everybody who watches my video. But more importantly, I'm giving grace and gratitude to the fact that it's getting warmer outside. And I just feel like this is also literally, and we're in spring, literally it's the second day of spring. And I just feel like this is also just a representation of how things are warming up and how, sometimes just like there may be sorrow in the night, but there will be joy in the morning. And this is your sign to not give up on the dreams that God has bestowed upon you and inside of you. There are things here on this earth that you are deemed to complete. There are desires that have been put into your heart that God gave you. Do not give up on them. I can understand, and I can understand, and I feel like, there may be a lot of pressure that you feel in the midst of waiting, in the midst of trying to understand, and trying to understand because you feel as if though things should have already been in place. You know what I'm trying to say? But the most important thing that you need to take away from this video is that you need to just continually put in the work. Continually putting in the work. Faith without work is dead. And it's not to say that faith and work overrides faith, but faith and work coincide and they co-sign and they work together. So you have to believe. Part of believing is trusting God that he is going to say that he's going to do the things that he says that he's going to do. Trusting God that he bestowed plans and he has plans for your life and they will come to fulfillment. Trusting God that even when it may not make sense at the moment, and even when certain rejections come, and even when certain things try and hold you back, just understand that testing comes from God. Temptation doesn't, though. Testing comes from God. Temptation doesn't, though. So, like I said, this is just your sign to just keep going, to keep moving forward, and to trust God that he is going to do the things that he has said that he will do for you in your life. Don't give up. And like I said, continually put in the work. Continually show up. Continually be consistent. Be consistent with the things and the gifts and the skills and whatever it is, the business, whatever it is that God has placed in your heart with the good attitude. Don't ever get tired of doing what is good. Just continually show up and show up fully as your authentic self. Don't be afraid to, because there is something that you are brewing and bestowing that people need to hear. There is a target audience. There are people that need whatever work, skill, gift, passion that God placed in you that people need. People need to see, people need to hear. And this is also a sign for those that, like I said, it's really hot. I gotta put the AC on. It's too hot to handle. You feel me? And it's getting to that boiling point though. It's really getting to that boiling point. I feel like sometimes we're so deemed to give up in the midst of when we're literally just a few steps away from the finish line. Don't give up. Continually persevere. Continually persevere, because like I said, God is not a man to lie. And if God continually puts something in your heart, he is going to make sure that it comes to fruition if it is in his will and it is his plan to do so. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. And in the midst of while you wait, maybe waiting to arrive to a certain destination, waiting for a certain opportunity, waiting to hear answers back, whatever you are waiting for, right? Remember your heart posture as you wait, because your heart posture as you wait can dictate so much. Sometimes when you have a bitter heart posture, or sometimes when you even have a closed-minded heart posture, sometimes when you have a heart posture that is negative, sometimes when you have a heart posture that is full of depression and anxiety, right? There's a lot of things that can bestow out of that. Something that keeps coming to my mind is that sometimes when you carry a negative heart posture, you miss out on opportunities that are meant for you. You miss out on opportunities that you are supposed to take because you're so focused in on the things that you don't need to be focused on. You're so focused in on the things that God did not bestow you to worry about. Worry, this is business. You feel me? Like, this life we live, it's a gift, but it's also business. Whose business are you here to handle? You're here to handle your Father's business. You're here to handle God's business. So let's do it. Let's handle God's business. You know what I'm trying to say? So what does that mean? That means, first off, you got to keep your eyes focused on God. You got to keep your eyes focused on the things that God bestowed upon your heart to do. You got to keep your eyes focused on God's principles. You just stay focused, right? Stay focused. That's what, you know what I'm trying to say? But literally, what I mean by that, in translation though, of connecting to the heart posture, is that there's so many, like, when you are open-minded, when you are positive, when you don't dread, when you kind of don't dread and dwell in trying to catch up in the why, right? Because I feel like sometimes when people are caught up in the why, and when people are not able to look forward, right? You start reliving, like you start to relive certain things, and you start to stay stagnant. Don't be stagnant. Don't be stagnant, right? Don't be stagnant. And I just feel like there are opportunities that arise out of how you position yourself, which include how you position your heart. When sometimes for certain people, when things don't work, they give up, right? They give up. And like I said, you could literally be a mile away from the finish line, but you didn't cross the finish line because you gave up. Do not give up on the dreams, the desires, the plans that God has for you. Don't give up. Don't give up. When Abraham's wife, Sarah, if I'm wrong, I'm going to start correcting myself. There'd be a lot in my mind. But when God told Abraham, right? When God told Abraham, this like you are going to have a son. You are going to have a son. You are going to be a father of many nations. Right? He said, okay, right? He said, okay, but what happened in the midst, right? Sarah was getting old. His wife was getting old, right? His wife was getting old. And it's almost like, how? Is this possible for real? Is this possible for real? But the thing we have to understand is that things do not happen in our own timeline. Things happen in an alignment of God's timeline. So you just can't give up on the desire and the dream. You just can't give up on it, because something will shake. Something will shake. That's why it's so important how your heart posture remains while you wait. Sometimes, be a cheerleader. Be a cheerleader. Be a cheerleader for others. Be a cheerleader when good things happen for others, because God is always in the neighborhood. You feel me? And it's kind of like, we want to be in the neighborhood where people is winning. You feel me? We want to be in the neighborhood where people is winning. You feel me? So it's like, how do you look if you see other people winning and you're bitter because it's not happening for you? I had to take a real pause, because it's just like, that shouldn't be your stilo. You know what I'm trying to say? That shouldn't be your stilo. And also something that comes to my mind is, just like God made you with purpose, God deposits you with knowledge. So continually seek. Continually seek and seek God. Continually seek and ask God for knowledge. Continually seek God and ask Him for wisdom to reveal the things that, that He wants you to understand and know. Because sometimes the knowledge that you have is not for yourself only. And I feel like sometimes I just feel like sometimes the knowledge that you carry, right? And knowledge can stem from so many different things. It literally can mean knowing things, but it can literally mean how you do things, how you move, even why you are the way that you are, it can really be beneficial and help others, right? And it also can help you to reveal what your gifts are. It can help you to reveal what you are supposed to be doing. You know what I'm trying to say? So I would say continually ask God for wisdom and knowledge, to open up and reveal that to you. But why I say that is it connects to being resourceful. There's something here that each and every single person is supposed to be doing, right? Let's not be stagnant. there's work that we all have to do, right? And what I say and what I mean by that is like, there is something that you have been gifted with in your brain. Like I said, it could be things that you say with your mouth. It could also be, like I said, your skills, your gifts, your business, like who you are in the workplace, who you show up in your friends and your family that no one else can do. So don't be like, be you and be happy to be you. Be you and be happy to be you. And like I said, I just feel like that connects with the heart posture of like, when you wait, even when you're in the waiting season, there's something that you need to do. There is knowledge that needs to be acclaimed. And there is knowledge that needs to be given, even in the midst of while you wait. And why I say that, once again, connecting to heart posture, is because sometimes while people are waiting, and when they wait with a bitter heart, and like I said, you miss opportunities. You miss even the knowledge that you're even supposed to receive. You miss the lessons that you're supposed to learn. You miss a lot. But if you wait with the posture that is open to God, if you wait with the posture that is remaining in positivity, if you wait with the posture that says, I know my Father will never fail me. I know my Father loves me and his love is unfailing. There is so much that can come about it. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say, but just remember your heart posture while you wait. Continually remain in a soft place. Continually remain full of joy and peace, because no matter what you're waiting for, you know what I'm saying? No matter what you're waiting for, God has never left you and he will never leave you. And the joy and the peace that he gives is eternal. The joy and the peace that he gives is light. The peace and the joy that he gives is love. And it passes, and it is more superior than anything on this earth, more than any material thing, more than anything that you could trade in or give. So I say that to say, you know, have that, which also kind of connects, like, and things that I've been saying previously in my other videos too, is like, have that even if faith. You know what I'm trying to say? Have that even if faith, but most importantly, have the faith that God will do it. Have the faith that God will do it. Have the faith that the dreams and the desires that he put in your heart is not for nonsense. It's not for no reason. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it will happen. It will happen. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. Yeah, pretty much. That's all I got to say. And oh, another thing I was going to say, because even, you know, whatever season you're in right now is all part of the testimony as well. It's all part of the testimony. It's all part of the plan. Another thing that comes to my mind is, don't be afraid to even document. Don't be afraid to write. Don't be afraid to talk to God, you know, about what you're going through. But like, literally, don't be afraid to document, you know, the season that you're in, because it's going to help you even, and don't document it in a, like, I'm not trying to say like, you know, be vulnerable of like how you're feeling and what you're going through, but don't forget how God is also carrying you out of it. Like, some people, they want to stay, like, and that's how we get caught up in being stagnant in our life in general. That's how we get caught up in stagnancy of not moving forward. That's what, like, there's things that we have to do here on earth. I'm telling y'all, like, there's things that we have to do to multiply the kingdom. There's things that we have to do to be able to glorify and magnify the kingdom. But so many people are so stagnant and stuck in where they've been, stuck in their hell. You know what I'm trying to say? People are so stuck in their hell that they don't even get to experience heaven here on earth. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they're stuck in it. And they've almost accepted it as that's the end game, when God did not call you to do that. You know what I'm trying to say? So all I'm trying to say is that, you know, remain with the heart posture of positivity. Remain with the heart posture that God will, God can, and God is already doing it. And in the midst of, in your waiting season, in the season that may not make too much sense right now, in a season where, you know, you maybe even slow down, you had to reroute or whatever, document it, because it may help you in the next season. It may help someone else in their season that they're in now. And we're not called to do this life alone. You may be even surprised of how many people are in a season, are in the same season that you're in. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, oh, everybody's just co-starring. You know what I'm trying to say? But because it's just all part of your testimony. It's all part of the journey, and it's a journey that you will see to the end. And that's all I gotta say. Continually remain positive, continually pray and ask God for the wisdom that He will and He shall deliver, and continually know that peace and joy that comes from God is forever eternal. And there is nothing on this earth, there is nothing, like, where oh so much is possible with man, but with God nothing is impossible. And that's all I gotta say. I hope that this reaches whoever needs to hear it, just to know that do not give up. Don't give up. Even if you have to go a different way about the dreams and desires that God has for you, just know that it will and it shall be done. And that's all I have to say. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. Please like if this resonated with you, comment. And if you really feel like there is somebody else that may need to hear this, or you want to save it for a different time or whatever, feel free to share. Otherwise than that, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. And God is rooting for you. The kingdom is rooting for you. Peace and love.